Hi, my name is Stephen Follier. I'm the owner, founder of Pioneer Energy Solutions. We are a dynamic consulting company supporting clients in the upstream oil and gas space. Our clients range from those who are hydrocarbon focused oil companies all the ways to oil companies that are net zero pioneers. So, a lot of my experience in the corporate world, you're usually, especially in the oil and gas industry, that is very commodity driven. It's got a lot of dynamic forces. So it's not always the easiest to drive strategy or drive how you operationalize strategy. So after 20 years of really being kind of close to the needle and seeing how a lot of these macro decisions are, and then sometimes you see the lack of um, the things that are needed at the corporate level to maybe move quicker. And then you talk to others in different spaces and you realize, wow, what an opportunity to not just provide a solution that's bespoke to different types of companies, but also to try to help drive where the industry is moving for, where it used to be just a supply of hydrocarbons. And now we're also trying to be sustainable to the planet. How can we do that and still monetize this important energy commodity that the world needs? But, after doing that for a while, everybody kind of has that pivot point that you decide, can I make a difference on an individual level? And I think when that voice kept nagging and it didn't go away, you kind of, I was able to look at my point in my life. I'm blessed to have a beautiful family, my wife for 15 years. We have two lovely children. And they're at that age, and I'm at that age where it's like, you know what? If there's ever a time in history that I can do this would be the time. And, it gives me a chance to really leverage my network, leverage the skills I have and in that I've built technically, but also grow and be stretched in other areas that a consultancy brings, where we're not just selling man hours, we're really selling solutions. I was going through various podcasts on my Apple phone and, you put in keywords, right? And Melissa came up and I heard her podcast. And the first thing that struck me was her delivery and her message. So when I was able to listen to a few of her podcasts early in the in the game, where she really I connected with her. One of the key areas for myself transition is I'm an engineer by trade. And all those of kindred spirits in this space will tell you that we're very structured in our thinking. We're almost, we're borderline perfectionists. And so having somebody when as an employee, perfectionism is great. You pay people to be perfect. You pay them to do a really good job. Whereas a business owner, that could actually destroy your company. And so being able to receive from her the the deliverables that define 80/20. Here's what's priority. Here's what we need to focus on in the first few months. Here's what we need to focus on sales. How do you define your pipeline? What are things that are your service offerings? So there was a very structured plan that she set up that allowed us to say over the next 6 months, here are the things we need to set up. And then the more important point is there are times where you just need to talk and you need to get to bounce ideas off. Melissa set up a really great platform that we were able to use, so I could send her walkie-talkie messages, text messages, and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And so beyond the mental, there were some tactical, strategic conversations that we had, and with a simple, approachable structure, including templates that really looking back, you're positioned where you have all the ingredients you need to build a very strong foundation. So thankfully now 6 months in, we have a defined fourth quarter goal. That was a key growth area that Melissa shared with us through her company. Whereas Stephen would have a plan 2, 3 months ahead, reverse engineer to today, and then you define your wins for each day. So we know what our target is for December 31 this year and what we need to do, what our theme for October is. what our theme for November is, what our theme for December is, so that we can hit our goals. And we're well on our way there. And then in the next couple of weeks, or in that, we know in November, we'll start preparing for 2024 and making the arrangements there. So it feels like the waves are in front of us and not crashing all around us. And again, I'm grateful for having the opportunity to sit with somebody they didn't tell you exactly how to do every single thing, but they put you in the right mental framework to know how to get to maximize your skills. And that's the definition of a great coach. So I always encourage anybody that's starting on a consulting or a business that has never done it before, the value of a coach, an independent coach that is just that set scope of work, understands your objectives is invaluable.